Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Bear Family Farms. On this kind of a chilly day, I thought we would just take a few minutes and see how the hens are adapting, A, to being out in the cold, and B, to their kind of, more natural diet and more natural environment. Apologize, I look a little disheveled, my hair's everywhere this morning, but it's Evil Genius Hair Day, what do you do? So looking here at Betty White, you can tell this is Betty White because she doesn't have a spot of poop on her back. Still very much hardcore working on the regular old-fashioned chicken diet. It is layer diet, so I mean it's good healthy food in that aspect. Taking a look at Patches here, who has just joined her. If we take a close look, we'll see how well the camera wants to work today. It really does look like her feathers are growing back in fairly rapidly. This coming Wednesday makes 3 weeks that these ladies have been with us, and I have to say they seem so healthy compared to when they first got here. They've settled in really well. Not a whole lot of fear of what's going on around here. Haven't found anyone playing with the toy ball yet over there, but all things in time. Betty Poop there, you can see if we can get it on the camera. Little dark spot on her back there. Haven't washed these birds yet, but I'm starting to think that's an actual discoloration, shall we say? Pigment issue. But Bunty here, easily in the best health, and I am kind of inclined to think she is the youngest amongst these four. She lays on the most regular basis. Her eggs are the smallest, but they are consistently the exact same size and shape. So I do think she is our youngest hen. Starting to think maybe Patches is the oldest. Something about the face. Her eyes look a little more tired. It's not like she's raised children, no. I don't know what the excuse is there. Her wing really hasn't healed up that much, but it does look like she's carrying it a little bit higher. Thank you for turning around so we can take a look at that, sweetheart. It does look like she's carrying it a little bit higher. I'm not sure if it'll ever get back to a proper hanging position, though. I just don't know. Part of me wants to just keep her indefinitely because she's in a better home now. Part of me recognizes that this is a farm and she consumes without producing. So there is that has to be dealt with. This is not technically a sanctuary. This is not technically a petting zoo. It is technically the beginning of our farm. Here we can see Betty Poop was just checking out the compost pile. Betties are pretty good about learning this foraging thing. See if I can show you here what I have done recently. Started sprinkling some of their grit and food in amongst the pile just to kind of encourage them to go at it a little bit. Been tossing in some black oil sunflower seeds and such too. Figure the extra proteins and oils and such really aren't going to hurt them at this point. They all seem to have taken to the water bowl quite well. Although I am going to be getting a fish heater after all. Fish tank heater, I should say. Putting this in the long shed. Got some advice from a very trusted source. I intend to run with that. Still some minor pecking order issues need to be worked out. But for the most part, they get along fairly well. For the most part. They're chickens. It's never going to be harmony all the time. Not in such an environment. If they had more of the yard to range in, perhaps, but we don't even have a boundary fence on our property, so I just don't see that happening anytime soon. A little kitchen scrap bowl there seems to be working out alright. Got some sprouted corn and wheat, sunflowers. I think there might even be a little bit of sprouted flax that ended up in there. half a cabbage, some rutabaga, a little bit of bread. I guess splash some milk in there, a couple tea bags. It all seems like it's pretty much fair game when it comes to feeding the hens, so rapid composting. Here we go. Oh yeah, lots of cucumbers. They've had lots of cucumbers. Unfortunately, you know, they kind of went squishy before we could use them. So they ended up in here. And then that shard leaf you see right there, I just harvested that today. We've got snow outside, and yet that shard is still growing strong. So that's cool. That's cool. Seen a few of these ladies already checking out the mint I've got over in the corner. So I brought in the other unkillable mint. We'll see how they do in here over the winter. Probably going to put it in that corner so they kind of match, right? Look at this one here. This one's a lot easier for them to hop up on and climb around in, but whatever. I'll just bunker the other one in kind of like I did with this so it can't be knocked over when one of these little ladies hops up on it. They are quite small. I get the impression that standard dual-purpose birds are generally a little bit larger than these, well, hybrid layers. I think these may be Berg Browns, but I still really don't have any way to know for sure. And so I never will know for sure. It just is what it is, isn't it? Looking into a few different options though for known chickens with their known breeds. Probably going to end up hatching some. It's most of the places that have live hens for sale, they're just, by the time we get done driving that monster Jeep of ours to and from, it's not a good proposition. It doesn't work for me, you know? It is nice to see that these four are adapting so well, though. Poor little Patches here seems to be having some issues laying soft-shelled eggs. Could be the molt, could be her age. Could be so many things. So for now, she's just going to hang out. Shocks and I have chatted about it, and it seems like she has until spring. And then we will make our final decision. But I mean, by then these ladies are going to be 6-7 months older. So I kind of, well, make suggestions about all four of them. Well, maybe not Bunty. Like I say, I think she is the youngest. Anyway, thought y'all might enjoy seeing how the chickens are adapting to their new form of life. They seem to be learning the ropes around here pretty well. We've got them into the compost already. Not for all of their feed, obviously, but, you know, for a little bit. And I have noticed already in the yolks, we're starting to get a little bit of a deeper orangey yellow instead of the pale lemony yellow that they came with. So I'm going to call that progress. Thank you guys for all your wonderful tips and advice and for hanging out with me along this adventure. I will see you guys next time here on the Bear Family Farm channel. Take care, everybody.